Welcome to Life is for Living. I've got David Riddell here from the School of Living Wisdom. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
So, can we discuss the long-term effects of childhood sexual abuse?
Oh, start with the easy ones, why won't you?
How it affects one in their life, or could.
Well, I think the only foundation can begin with is the word betrayal. We're talking about the ultimate betrayal, we're talking about utter betrayal, and we're talking about betrayal in the formative years.
Mhm.
And it's true that probably not many people are sexually awoken without some misadventure. That would be a fair point, I think. Who had a perfect wake up? Who had a perfect introduction to sexuality? I don't know anyone. And I deal with this subject every week, if not every day.
Mhm.
But betrayal is a big word, a powerful word, an important word. And the reason it's such betrayal is because it violates trust at such a deep level and at so many levels.
Mhm.
Now, sexual abuse can be by brothers or sisters or siblings. It can be by a blood parent. It can be by a mother's boyfriend or dad's girlfriend. It can be in all ways, shapes, manner, and sizes. There's
Mhm.
an argument to be put that whenever a child accidentally picks up pornography, they're being sexually abused. There's an argument to be put that sexual abuse is screened every night and that children on their devices can be vulnerable to it through accidentally coming across pornography. So, in some regards, Western society is drowning in it. It
Mhm.
exists to some degree in every society, I suppose you could comment, but far more so in some societies than others. And in
Mhm.
some cases, it can even be institutionalized. So I guess uh, the problem is that uh, whatever is normalized in childhood becomes a devilly difficult thing to remove later because
Mhm.
it's normal, you see. Any number of
Mhm.
pedophiles just thought they were loving the child, and they are not conscious that this is not love, it's not even affection, because that may well be the circumstances in which they were introduced to it. For others, they were introduced to it for pecuniary advantage. They were paid to do it, paid with money or paid with sweets or paid with services.
Mhm.
Um, for others, again, it was just childhood exploration that got right out of control. And for others, a trusted father, mother figure, cousin, brother, sister uh,
Mhm.
violated those boundaries. And once again, it invokes such powerful emotions in a child that bonding takes place, fusions take place, welding takes place. And as a result, confusion can be a lifelong guest. Once erotica is confused with disgust, or erotic is confused with violence, or erotic is confused with currency and coinage. Erotic can be confused with romantic. It can also be confused with physical abuse or manipulation. Sexual responses never like to dwell alone, Kylie. They like to dwell in a context. And by that I mean uh, sexuality and responsiveness can be in the context of music or of friendship or of blue movies and pornography or in the context of manipulation. And so,
Mhm.
yes, I know what he wants, but what does he want in return? Or I don't know what he wants. What's he doing? And I think that it's almost akin to helping a person out of a cult. While cults and sexual abuse are not necessarily connected, the mind games are always there in both cases.
Mm.
So, is my body my own becomes a mystery to a young boy or girl who are prematurely introduced without boundaries. Do
Mhm.
I have the right to say no? Will it go badly for me if I say anything? Does erotic mean secret? Does sex mean don't tell anybody? What does it mean? So that's why I begin with the word betrayal. It makes the world of sexuality topsy-turvy right to begin with. And the long-term effects are going to be divorce, they're going to be impotence, they're going to be a false accusations of rape because it feels like rape. It didn't when we began, but 10 minutes in, I got a flashback, and now I knew I was being raped, just like in the old days.
Wow. Yeah.
And so perceptions are damaged, false accusations flow, the man is totally confused, and in fact, it just becomes dangerous to marry a victim of sexual abuse because of that confusion between reality and perception.
Wow.
And if
Huge.
I discover sexual abuse in the history of one partner or another during premarital counselling,
Mhm.
I give the courting partner a warning. I say, you are marrying damaged goods, and
Mhm.
unless this person takes seriously the need to get therapy and to get help and to get
Mhm.
their ideas on it sorted, you're actually in danger. If you have sex with this person, you may well find that they go into psychosis during the actual act of intimacy, and then you're both in trouble.
Mm. So when you say psychosis, you mean like flashbacks?
Your flashbacks, but not understood as flashbacks, only understood as get this weight off me, or
Right.
get this bitch out of my life, or get this man away from me. And affection and love can become vicious self-defense in the mind of the psychotic,
Right.
and it can become quite violent very quickly as somebody is hit by paranoia.
So, okay, so if you're dating somebody, how would you know if they had been
Well, they can
in that way?
exhibit some pretty weird behavior. What is their response to touching? What is their response to embracing? What is their response to kissing? What is their response to some men for no obvious reason? What is their response to any form of erotic passion? You see paranoia, or you see acting out, or you see impotence, or you see um, a addiction and the signs of addiction present already.
Hmm.
Like any trauma, it results in an under or an overreaction, and both under and overreactions to erotic intimacy evidence that something's wrong.
Yes, it would.
There,
So,
there's been a damaged awakening, is what I call it.
mm, right. So, if you were a victim, what sorts of things can you do to, um, you know, change or to trust again or to heal that wound?
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but the first one is to learn when your mind is telling you lies, to know when your feelings are misrepresenting the person to you, the situation to you, when to
Yes.
believe your feelings, and when to stand against your own feelings. And
Hmm.
you may need to learn to say, this man is not that man, or that was then, this is now,
Yes.
or this feeling is only a flashback, it's not reality,
Hmm.
or is this a memory? Is this an echo of a memory? Do I need to revisit that memory? What help do I need? If you're the one who's paranoid or having a psychotic episode, you're probably not the solution to the problem because you're actually the cause of the problem at that moment.
Right.
So you're going to need someone else to be the solution and to show you how to think when you go through that valley of the shadow of echoes.
Right. Yes, yes. And is it possible to heal?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't be in this business and I wouldn't be as successful as I am in this business if I didn't think it was possible to heal.
Mm,
There may always be the memory there, but therapy is to reinterpret the memory so it no longer scares you.
mm-hmm,
Therapy is to reinterpret what happened and to stop taking it so personally. You
mm-hmm,
know, children take everything personally, and therapy is to help free them from that so that they stop taking things so personally, and also so that they stop doing the emotion based reasoning that is keeping the whole show alive.
mm-hmm.
So I have to remonstrate with my clients so that I can teach them to remonstrate with themselves when the time comes. Otherwise, they go back into the episode and now they're no use to anybody because they're back in a child's mind, freaking out, powerless, and just wanting to run away and hide,
Mm.
or
Wow.
else make their living at it, depending on how they interpret it all.
Yeah, yeah. But what about them facing off with the perpetrator?
Well,
Shouldn't they be?
that's another issue.
Yeah, I suppose.
The first question always in this matter is what's to be gained? Are you trying to get your assertiveness back? That's good. Are you trying to set boundaries? That's good. Are you trying to push back? That's good. Are you trying to make the person aware of how much damage they've done? Well, that can be important too. Are you going to hold the grudge against them till the day you die? Or are you going to learn how to forgive them and how to understand that it wasn't about you, that you were the wrong person in the wrong place at the wrong time? And although you took it all personally, none of it was anything about you at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Not your fault, not even your problem.
yes, because isn't it a power thing, sexual abuse? Isn't it about control and power and
Oh,
dominance,
well,
really? Or yeah.
that's the popular opinion. But what about addiction to orgasm? Um, What about I can't get my brain back until I've had my pornography fix or my orgasm? What about the whole sexual drive that can drive a man to the ground if he hasn't got any medicine at all? Women don't have much understanding of the strength of male libido, and as a result, they have zero sympathy for it. But I do think that speaking as a man, sometimes women are welcome to indulge any mood they like, but if a man indulges a mood, he's up for rape. So it's not quite a level playing field as far as libido goes, is it?
True. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of information in that. A lot of information. So, what about two people that have been sexually abused together? That would be really bad, or is that really good? Because then they can understand each other's triggers, or is it really bad because there's two broken pieces?
Well, in the sense that they
Mm.
can validate each other, it's good. In the sense that they can affirm each other, it's good. In the sense that they then go on to indulge the victimhood of the person, that's bad. It's
Yeah.
one thing to validate the abuse, it's quite another thing to affirm the victim in victim thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That is destructive, and that's going to have a high penalty
Mm.
because the more you play out the role of the victim, the further away you get from overcoming and healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Totally.
this is something that is not well understood amongst feminist groups who delight in playing up the victimhood of women. I don't exactly know what they think they're going to gain by that, but it doesn't do the male or the female any good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I've sort of run out of questions.
Oh, there's plenty more, trust me.
Sure
Uh,
they are.
Look at the inability to trust authority. That can be a follow on. The inability to trust all men or all women can be a follow on.
Mm,
Those, and there are hundreds of survival kits that grow out of childhood sexual abuse.
mm,
Everything from looking under the bed uh, to, wrapping yourself up at night time, or to wrapping yourself up all day, um, or from enjoying the lust of men and feeling the power and control that can come from immodesty and
Mm,
showing off far too much of your body. There's
mhm,
false guilt, there's loss of self-confidence, even a fear of male anger can be a throwback to sexual abuse. So it comes up in multiple ways, but it all comes back to betrayal of a child's mind. It all comes back to working out where the boundaries are. And
mhm,
many boys and girls today are confused about what really is acceptable and what isn't. There's been a lot of teaching on it now, but a lot of it's hypocritical. Yes, you can say no to touch and you can say stranger danger, and then you can put stuff up on the internet that will immediately expose them to abusive practices, uncensored.
mhm. Yes, and what they're teaching in the schools now too, men are becoming feminized and women are becoming
Well,
masculine.
yes, I think the latest advice, which is to allow the freedom to experiment, is, as I've said before on your show, it's like giving children super glue to run out and play with,
Mm,
or letting them play on the road. It's just madness, because that wake up that occurs at puberty is going to have lifelong repercussions,
that's so true. That's
for
so,
good or for harm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And, we've got a responsibility to our children to protect them and
But
to,
it's rare to meet adults who had a perfect wake up to their romantic slash erotic lives. That's a pretty rare person. And I'm sure both of their parents had to be practicing Baptists to achieve that.
yeah,
That was a bit tongue in cheek, but I think you know what I mean.
I do. Excellent. Thank you, David. Another excellent session here on Life is for Living.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
David.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Bye, everyone.